Hello everyone, I'm Samidha Varvekar. Our today's topic is registry analysis. So the main objective behind this is to provide in-depth understanding of Windows registry and the information it holds. So let's have an overview of today's session. So we'll see what is registry, its structure, different hives, and examination of registry. So let's start with introduction. What is registry? It is a central hierarchical database which maintains configuration settings for the application, hardware devices, and the users. It mainly serves as a repository for monitoring, observing, and recording the activities which are performed by the user in the computer. So, in earlier version of the Windows, directories were used to save the files, that is system files like user settings and application settings. But later, the structured format was used, which is known as registry. So it is a hierarchical database which stores the information related to the users, hardware and software, and it records and monitors the user activities which are performed on the Windows computer. So next we'll see the structure of the registry. So the structure of Windows registry is somewhat similar to the file system directories. So as shown here in the image, it is organized in a tree structure. The main folder here is known as the hive, and each hive is again divided into the subfolders which are termed as keys. Then again the keys are divided into subkeys. So the subkeys contains the configuration information which are displayed in the form of values here in the right side pane. So mainly the values are in the form of 0 or 1, which means on or off, or in hexadecimal way. So this is the structure of the registry. Hive is divided into group of keys, then keys are divided into subkeys, and subkeys store the information in the form of values, that is 0 or 1 or hexadecimal. So next we'll see the registry hives. So there are 5 main hives: classes root, users, current user, local machine, and current configuration. So here H key stands for hive key, and these are the different hives under the registry. We'll see each of these in detail one by one. So the first is classes root. So this is the largest key in terms of the space occupied. It contains information like file extension association information, programmatic identifier, that is prog ID, class identifier, and IID means interface identifier data. So the programmatic identifier, it describes the application name and the class name. Class ID, it describes the serial number which is unique for each application, and IID, it states the interface. So this hive is basically a combination of other two hives, that is current user and local machine. This hive contains the information that Windows require to know what to do when the user asks it to do something, means to perform any task, like to open a particular type of file. So this is at the top level in the registry editor, and it is a global hive, means it contains the information which is applicable to all the users on the computer. So this is how the classes root is located in the registry editor. It is at the top of the registry editor. So next we'll see users hive. So this hive contains the user specific configuration information for all the users which are currently active on the computer. This means the users which are logged in at the particular moment and the other users. So the keys under this hive corresponds to a user on the system, and it is named with that user's security identifier, that is SID. It also contains the default user settings, and those settings are stored in the default key under this hive, and it's a local system account. So the keys and values under the SID, that is security identifier, control the setting which is specific to that user, like the desktop background, mapped drives, and it is loaded when the user first log on. So it includes the local services and network services account, that is subkeys of the system account. So this is how the user's hive key looks like. So here it is the default key which is located under this hive, which controls the default user account settings, and these are all the SIDs, that is security identifiers. So next we'll see the current user key. It stores the configuration information for the Windows and software for the logged in user, currently logged in user. The keys under this hive control the user settings like installed printers, desktop wallpaper, keyboard layout, and more. So the settings you change from the control panel are stored in this hive. So this hive is basically a reference point to other hives that's named as SID, security identifier. And it only contains the information about the currently logged in user, not of all other users. So it only contains a single key which represents the current user. So this is the current user hive, and all are the keys under this hive. See here the control panel key is also mentioned. So the next is local machine hive. It contains the configuration information for software and the hardware which are being installed on the system. Also, it contains the information about the currently detected hardware and device drivers. So the main subkeys in this hive are SAM, that is Security Account Manager, Security, Software, and System. We'll see this main keys. So SAM, that is Security Accounts Manager. It is a database which stores and organizes all the system passwords. Next is security. It maintains the policy of the current user. SAM and security keys are hidden in the particular hive, that is in the local machine hive. Next is software. It contains information about the software items in the system. And system. It contains the system configuration for all the users. So this is the local machine hive, and these are the keys which we have seen now, that is SAM, security, software, and system key. So the last key is current configuration. It stores information about the hardware profile which is currently being used. It also differentiates between the current and standard hardware configuration. And two main registry keys in this hive are software and system. So this is the current configuration hive, and this is system and software key. These are the two main keys in this hive. So the next point is registry examination. It is a cornerstone of digital forensics which enables the investigator to reconstruct the event and the activities that have occurred on the system. By analyzing the registry, the forensic professionals can uncover timeline of user activities, track the software installations, updates, and identify any potential security breaches. So it is crucial in terms of forensics as it helps to reconstruct the events and the activities performed by the user. So analyzing the registry can uncover the information like user actions, and it can track the software installations too. So further we'll see some important registry locations. In that, first is MRU list, that is most recently used list. It contains the entries that are made due to the specific actions performed by the users. It acts in a similar way like how the history and cookies act in terms of a web browser, and it reveals the user activity and file interaction history. Means the examiners can gain better understanding of how the user they're investigating was interacting with the system and the application being used. So this is the location where the MRU list can be identified. So the next is USB devices. So it maintains the record of connected USB devices. Means anytime a device is connected, the information is directly stored in the registry. So it stores the contents of the product and the device ID of the USB device that have been connected to the system, and it tracks the connected USB device and their history. It is stored in terms of values in the registry in the specific key. So this is where the information is stored. This is the particular hive and the key. So next is Internet Explorer. So it is the local web browser in the Windows operating system, and the URLs which are visited by the user in the web browser are stored under typed URL subkey in this Internet Explorer under the registry. So it helps in reconstructing the user's online activities, and the Internet Explorer subkey is located under this hive, that is current user hive. Next is malicious software. So the traces of malware are stored under the registry. Identifying traces of malicious software. So the key is helpful in identifying the traces of malicious software, and it is located under the current user's hive in the software key. So this is the location from where you can identify if malicious software being executed on the system or not. So the last is recent applications. So it displays the last accessed applications and also determines recently used programs and files. So this is the location from where you can view the recent used applications. It is located under the current user hive in the software key. So these are the 5 important registry locations which we have seen now. And it is important from forensics point of view as the investigator must know where to look for the possible evidence in the registry. So some other important locations that can be analyzed in the registry are startup. So this key contains the information about the applications of the softwares which are launched when the operating system is started. Next is recycle bin information. So we can view deleted files under this location. Next is password hint, which is stored in the SAM database. Next is installed application list. So the applications which are being installed by the user are displayed here in this subkey. Next is system restore information. Network cards. So network cards which are present on the operating system are also displayed under this subkey. Remote desktop information. Services which are used by the user are also being displayed. So this was all about the Windows registry. With the help of this information, investigators can acquire the registries from the system. So we have seen the structure of the registry and the data it can uncover. So basically various tools are used to view and analyze the keys and the subkeys and the values which are stored in the subkeys. So we'll see that in our practical session. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching.